There's always been a buzz at the World Economic Forum for several years as far as India is concerned. Does that buzz still remain? Are there concerns about the broader economy? Shobna Kamineni joins us. Thanks very much, Shobna, for speaking to us. It didn't start off very well for us, did it? 4.8% GDP growth is what the IMF projected. Is that a big concern for the international CEOs and others, who have an interest in India that, look, what's going to happen in the future?
The same day that Geeta Gopinath spoke about that, actually I attended a FDI dinner and they released a resilience report. Can you believe that the world average is 42 out of 100 and India is top of the table at 60 out of 100? So the world is seeing, and this is a survey of 2,500 of global CEOs that actually say that. So maybe while the world recognizes us as a resilient country, we should make ourselves a resurgent one also.
And is that a problem, that this resurgence is a problem? We have problems in the banking sector. We've got problems in the infrastructure sector. No one knows where the money is going to come from. The aviation sector is right on the edge. The auto sector was in a meltdown for several months. So what's the reality check over here when you talk about a resurgence?
So let's not be narrow and say that everything...
Many sectors.
No, but let's not say it's only about the economy. I'll give you a statistic that I heard from the very top, that out of all the 900 NBFCs, there are 4 in trouble.
And massively, look at the amounts of money.
But the whole thing is you have to understand also that we're a country of not just averages or of single, but we're a country of many. And we're a country of many states. So even the states that have come here to Davos, I think some great states have come. They're growing at way more than the 4.8. They're growing at 7-8%. And look at that. That's why I see that there's great hope of
Karnataka growing at 9 is what I was just told by Mr. Yediyurappa. So, what about the other big perception issue? Because I spoke to the global CEO of Siemens, and one of the points he said is that, look, 4.8% for India is not good enough, number one. Number two, I asked others about the protests going on. Now, these have been widely reported as well. So, is that something that international business leaders, men and women, are asking, that what are these protests all about?
Actually, no one's asked me with this. So, but maybe perception is one, reality is another, and many people here in the business field ask Siemens, are they going to pull out of India? For sure not.
No, they're virtually an Indian company.
Exactly. So they will grow, and many of these are looking at growth. Here the bigger issues are China and the US.
Yes.
Donald Trump brought 400 people in his delegation. So these are the issues being spoken. India is a great alternative. So let's not, think that we're the end of the earth with this. We are we're an important player, and people will use us strategically as long as we behave rationally. That's important.
And in terms of the India presence over here, now the number of CEOs is more or less the same as it's been in the past. But is there a decline in the buzz over India?
Again, the 400 Trump people, it should all be about America with that.
No, we are concerned about us. I mean, we are insular and are thinking of...
I actually felt this year there was less of a Chinese presence. I didn't see too much of China.
But what about our presence? I mean,
our presence has always been, if you see the street, the promenade, lots of Indian companies. And of course the big Indian company, the big world companies that are run by Indian CEOs. So India makes an impact. You look at every single panel, there was someone, of course the conversations I think here are, give it a break. This is definitely a white dominated, program. So there will be more emphasis on...
So nothing negative about India at all, despite everything that we see statistically. I mean, you did talk about resilience. It's all good, it's all positive, it's all happy.
Maybe I met the right people.
Let's talk about your own core concerns, healthcare. You are. What are some of the key expectations that you have in the budget?
I think that this budget really, one of the recommendations we made is while the Ayushman Bharat is amazing, they've already achieved 25% coverage of what they wanted, 100 million out of 500 million. But really, we have the opportunity now to be able to become a Thailand or Korea or Rwanda and say that let's insure everybody. I was with the IRDA chairman and he said, I've made an uncomplicated, easy insurance. Let that be the base that is compulsory for everybody. I could never get over, in India, why it's compulsory to insure your vehicle but not your person. And I think that's the opportunity we have. That will be the second real unlock of what will happen in healthcare, that once you create access, affordability, there'll be good things that happen. Because basically, India needs to get healthier. We cannot afford to be spending what we could potentially spend because of NCDs and all on healthcare. Let's try and keep ours as a healthy India. To do that, we need to have access to healthcare. We need to get into healthy behaviors. So I like some of the things that the Prime Minister has done in terms of, healthy India, healthy workforce. We should do that. And right now, CII at 125, I'm personally going to see that we fight TB in the workplace. People don't understand, they think that that's a disease of old. And actually, I'm seeing the statistics. And we have that's a big one that CII is now going to combat.
Shobhana, thank you very much for speaking to us, sharing your views and your sense that it's not negative necessarily, it's fairly positive over here, and that the India story is resilient, it needs to be resurgent. I think that's the takeaway, yeah?
Perfect.
All right, with Kshitij Gupta, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Thank you.